Hello everyone, Nat 1995 here again with the Chi Wizard Ninja Chapter 2 The Chunin Exams. The very day after Naruto's team meeting, he returned home and started doing research on seals and spells. About 10 shadow clones covered his apartment, each one reading a book. After discovering the secret of the shadow clone jutsu, he could learn faster and a lot more by having his clones ready stuff separately, and when dispelled their collective knowledge would be transferred to him. Naruto flipped a page. Wow, this language sure is different from what I normally have read. I didn't know I could understand it this easily. That's because you can't, boy. My knowledge of the Chinese language has also been transferred into you. I refuse to give someone language lessons. Shendu's voice came from a nearby reflection. Don't be such a cheapskate, Shendu, Naruto replied as he finished his book. Okay, next one. He reached for another book and started reading. After his studying session, he dispelled each of his clones one by one to achieve the knowledge they learned. He stood up and went to his balcony. I think I'll go for a little fly, he said as he used the power of Rabbit and Rooster to fly off into the sky, where he also used the snake to make himself invisible so he wouldn't be spotted. As he flew across the sky, he decided to take a detour before heading home. He dove down, landing in an alleyway, and became visible again. He walked out and stood before a ninja weapons shop. He entered and saw at the counter was a brown-haired girl with her hair done up in buns resembling panda eaters, and chocolate-colored eyes that looked good enough to eat. Hey there, Tenten. Naruto walked over. The girl looked up, noticing him raising a brow. Can I help you? What, you don't recognize me? That hurts. Naruto pouted. Tenten glanced until it dawned on her. Naruto, is that you? The one and only, Tenten. Naruto replied. Tenten jumped over the counter and hugged him. Wow, it's good to see you. You're looking great. Thanks, you do too, Naruto answered. He liked Tenten a lot more than he did most of his fellow academy students. She was in a grade higher than him and became a ninja last year. They grew up at the same orphanage as kids, but Tenten got adopted while Naruto remained there until he was finally thrown out, having grown too old. I almost didn't recognize you because of this new look, Tenten said, checking out his change in wardrobe. You like it? I love it. This suits you better than that other outfit. No denying that. Naruto chuckled. So what brings you here after a week? Tenten asked, putting her hands on her hips, acting disappointed. Sorry, but I've been on a mission with my squad the last week in the Wave Country. The Wave Country, how did that go? Well, it first started off as a simple C rank, but then it ended up turning into a B rank. Tenten felt ready to choke. A B rank mission? But rookie Genin never get anything above C ranks. Surprised us too, especially who we went up against. Who'd you end up fighting? Well, one of them was this rogue ninja from Kiri named Mamakai Zabuza. Tenten once again felt like she was going to have a heart attack. Mamakai Zabuza, the demon of the hidden mist. That's the one. And you actually fought him? Tenten gripped him by the shoulders, shaking him. Well, technically Kakashi-sensei did most of the fighting against him, he corrected her. The one I fought, however, was Zabuza's partner, who controlled a rare bloodline element known as Hyouten. A Kekkei Genkai. Tenten gasped. That must have been so awesome. I wish I could have been there. So do I listen, will you and your squad be participating in the Chunin exams coming up? Yeah, Guy-sensei signed me and my squad up to participate. The cute girl answered. Well, then I guess I'll be seeing you there then. Wait, you mean? Yup, my sensei also signed us up as well. That's great. Who knows, maybe we'll become Chunin together. Tenten squealed. Here's hoping for it. Well, I better get going, wouldn't want to keep you from your job. Catch you later. Bye, Naruto. Tenten waved as he left the shop. When Naruto returned home, he continued doing research with his shadow clones. Hey Shendu, these spells on portals look intriguing. Think I could open one to that demon netherworld you were almost banished to? And for what purpose would you want to go there, boy? Shendu took control. Well, you said that your brothers and sisters were banished there, right? Naruto came back in control. Correct, but going there is foolish, and besides, all the portals to that world were sealed again. Shendu explained. Well, stuff like that's never stopped me. I'm gonna find a way to make my own portal to that world. That way if I meet your brethren I'll use what matter of magic I'm learning to take their powers as well. You are a fool. If a great demon sorcerer like myself cannot find a way to create a portal there, what makes you so sure you can? The dragon challenged him. Maybe you just don't look hard enough. Naruto smirked. Shendu didn't even bother to dignify that with an answer and kept silent. When it got late, Naruto headed off to bed. I still got much to do. After all, these chunin exams are probably going to be just like my last mission, only worse. Naruto got into bed looking up at a mirror on his dresser, seeing Shendu and Kurama's reflections. I believe you are correct, which means we will have to train harder and longer. The dragon spirit said. After all, ninja from all over the land will be attending this occasion. They could possess unknown abilities as well, like that high Ouden user. The fox spirit added. Then I'll just have to see how they rank up to my abilities. Naruto smirked as he went to bed. 2 days passed, and it was the day of the chunin exams. Naruto woke up that morning, showered, changed, ate, and headed off to the Ninja Academy. When he arrived, he found his 2 teammates waiting for him. Hey guys, what's kickin'? We've been waiting for you, Naruto, that's what. Sakura replied. And miss this, not on your life. He smirked but noticed Sasuke brooding. Oh come on, you're not still sore about our spar, are you? Shut up, was all the Uchiha said. Whatever. Come on, let's go, Naruto said as they entered the academy. As they walked along the halls, they looked up ahead, seeing several genin teams standing outside a door that was being blocked by 2 shinobi refusing to let others pass by. Naruto noticed among those genin was Tenten and her teammates Rock Lee and Niji Hyuga. If you guys can't even get past us, then there's no way you're ready for the chunin exams, one guard said. Naruto looked up, seeing it was supposed to be on the 3rd floor, but knew the floor they were currently on was the 2nd, despite what the sign above the door said. Naruto saw Sasuke was about to speak but elbowed him. What the hell? Shut it, Naruto whispered. Just keep going straight and don't make eye contact or say anything. Sakura wondered what they meant until it dawned on her and what Naruto was planning, so decided not to say anything either as they slinked by the groups. When Tenten saw them walk by, he smiled at her and she blushed, but noticed as they continued walking Naruto put his hand behind his back, giving a thumbs up. She was confused as to why he'd do that until she saw where they were headed and what he was signaling. Clever thinking, Naruto, she thought. Squad 7 made it to an open training area until they heard a voice call, "You there?" They looked up, seeing Rock Lee on the catwalk. He jumped down and landed perfectly at their level. I am Rock Lee, you are Sasuke Uchiha, correct? I am. Sasuke nodded. I wish to have a spar with you, Lee challenged. A challenge, but there's no time, the exams will be starting soon, Sakura reminded them. Don't worry, I'll make this a quick one, Sasuke replied with a confident smirk. Naruto looked at Lee and Sasuke and turned, continuing on. Naruto, where do you think you're going? Sakura asked. I have no interest in watching this petty fight, so I'm going on ahead, he told both of them while continuing on. As Naruto walked through the hall, he thought to Shendu. Tenten told me about her teammate Rock Lee. He's a specialist in hand-to-hand combat. Sasuke doesn't stand a chance in the slightest. What a shame, I would have wanted to see how they matched up. Shendu sighed. Why settle for them when there are better fights to witness? Kurama thought. Point taken, the dragon replied. Naruto looked ahead, seeing Kakashi standing before classroom doors. Sensei. Naruto, where are Sasuke and Sakura? Kakashi asked, confused. Sasuke was challenged to a spar and Sakura stuck around, Naruto began. I had no interest in watching. I see, Kakashi replied. A minute later they saw Sakura and Sasuke approaching, with Sasuke bruised a bit. What happened? Kakashi asked. Nothing, Sasuke scowled. You lost, didn't you? Naruto teased. Shut up, Sasuke frowned. Come on you guys, Sakura pleaded, not wanting them to start as they stood before Kakashi. Well, good to see you all arrived. With all 3 of you here, you're all allowed to participate in the chunin exams. Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke, show them all what you're made of. Kakashi encouraged them. The three nodded as they went through the doors of the room they would be in to take the exams. When they walked in they surveyed the scene, noticing the room was loaded with dozens of ninja, all there for the exams as well. Some of the other ninja had scowls and frowns, giving off negative and scary vibes. Looks like quite a crop of competition, Naruto thought. Oh please. I've seen more menacing glares from my sister Pokong when she caught Shiwu stealing her food, Shendu thought. Sasuke, a voice called in another old academy student of theirs known as Ino Yamanaka, glomped Sasuke from behind, much to his annoyance and Sakura's ire. I was waiting for you to show up. Get off him, you pig. Sakura shouted. Oh Miss Forward, they let you here too? Ino asked, making Sakura angrier until the bleach blonde looked around. Hey, where's that loudmouth Naruto? Loudmouth, now is that any way to talk to a fellow academy student? Naruto asked, looking at her. Ino, finally recognizing Naruto, blushed at his appearance. N.A. Naruto, what the hell happened to you? A lot of things, Ino, a lot of good things might I add. Naruto grinned, noticing the blush forming on her face. Suddenly the girl's teammates Shikamaru and Choji approached. So you're here too? Man, things got more troublesome. Shikamaru sighed. Shikamaru, your complaining knows no bound. Naruto replied. Well, look at this, a voice said, belonging to Kiba Inyazuka, the cocky dog boy, with his team of Shinoa Bearmei, the bug user, and Hinata Hyuga, the heiress to her clan. Looks like the old gang's back together again. Hiya Naruto. Hinata blushed, seeing the one she's admired for so long look better looking than before. Well, hello to you too, Hinata. You're looking great. Naruto smiled, making her blush more. Naruto, is that you? Kiba asked. Who else, Kiba? Naruto asked rhetorically. Kiba frowned. Well, just because you got new clothes doesn't make you any cooler. And who said I was attempting to be cooler? Naruto teased. Or are you jealous that I'm better looking than you do? And smell nicer? Kiba frowned some more until a new voice called, Hey you guys. All 9 kids turned around and saw a Konoha genin walk towards them. He was wearing a pair of glasses, with a gray shirt underneath a purple no-sleeved shirt, and purple pants. He also wore gray fingerless gloves and shinobi sandals. He ran a hand through his silver hair as he smiled at them. You guys are all rookie genin, right? Fresh out of the academy? Genin asked. Yes, what's it to you? Sasuke asked. I take that as a yes. Take it from someone who has taken this test a few times. Stop drawing attention to yourselves so much, especially if you want to live. The genin explained. Good advice, but who exactly are you? Naruto asked. Oh sorry, my name's Kabuto Yakushi. And like I said, I've taken this a few times. This is about my 7th time, so I've been taking it for 2 years so far. He said. 2 years? I guess it's true about the chunin exams being difficult. Sakura said. Just what I didn't need to hear. Shikamaru sighed. Tell you what, how about I give you guys some tips with my ninja info cards? Kabuto said, pulling out a deck of cards. What are those? Ino asked. Basically, they're cards that I channel chakra into, which then display information depending on what it is I want to see. I have over 200 cards containing info I've obtained over the last few years. Kabuto explained. Do your cards show info on each individual applicant? Sasuke asked hopefully. Oh? Do you have interest in a certain applicant? While it's far from complete, I do have cards that pertain at least some basic information on the genin from this year's set of applicants, even you guys for that matter. Kabuto explained while Naruto squinted but knew there was no way this guy could know about Shendu. Give me what you know about Rock Lee from Konoha, and Sabaku no Gara. Sasuke said, referring to the one who defeated him and the red-headed Suna ninja they met prior to when Naruto found Shendu's statue. You know their names and villages? Okay then, Kabuto said, taking 2 cards from his deck and laid the first one down, putting chakra into it, exposing status on Lee. First up is Rock Lee. He is 1 year older than all of you. His squad leader is Might Guy, alongside of his teammates Niji Hyuga and Tenten. He has completed 20 D-ranked missions and 11 C ranks. His taijutsu skills are amazing, but his other methods are very shaky. He was a standout among last year's rookies, however he didn't apply for the chunin exams until this year, meaning he's a first-timer like the rest of you. Kabuto said. Kabuto took another card doing the same thing, revealing status on Gaara. Okay, now for Sabaku no Gaara. Mission experience 8 C ranks, and 1 B rank. Though there's not much information on this guy, except this. He survived every mission without getting a single scratch on him. This provoked shocks out of the genin while Naruto squinted across the room, spotting Gaara in the crowd of candidates alongside his team composed of his brother Kankuro and his sister Temari. While in the crowd of genin, the 3 genin wearing headbands with musical notes on them were watching the Leaf genin talk. The first of which was a girl who had long, black hair, wore a yellow sleeveless shirt, gray camouflage pants and a scarf, and black shinobi sandals and armbands. Next was a strange-looking man that had most of his face wrapped completely in bandages, except for his eyes. He wore a long gray jacket that had sleeves, which covered his arms. He had a large, fuzzy object on his back, and was constantly hunched over. The final member had spiky black hair, wore a gray camouflage scarf and pants like the girls, and a yellow shirt with the kanji for death written on it 3 times. Shall we? The spiky-haired boy asked. Let's go, the bandaged one said. The 3 genin suddenly dashed forward and launched an attack at Kabuto. The one with spiky hair attacked high, throwing some kunao. Kabuto barely managed to jump out of the way, only to come face to face with the bandaged-faced genin. He dashed forward with his arm extended and took a swing at Kabuto that he managed to duck back to avoid. However, when he got up, his glasses suddenly shattered. Hold on, he dodged. How did his glasses break? Kiba asked in shock. Must have come closer than it looked. Shikamaru theorized. Kabuto looked at his glasses, and then suddenly dropped them to the floor. He fell to his knees, shaking violently, and then he began to vomit. The girls cringed at the sight, and the others stared on in with widened eyes. Naruto turned to them frowning. What was that all about? Just checking out some of the competition. You know, you're pretty sad for someone who's taken this test for 2 years now, the female of the group mocked Kabuto. Tell me about it, the spiky-haired genin chuckled. Smart asses. Naruto frowned. Suddenly, a large cloud of smoke erupted in the front of the room. As it cleared, a large man appeared in front of a group of chunin. He was wearing a large black trench coat, a pair of black gloves and black boots. He wore a gray button-up shirt, gray slacks, and a headband combined with a bandana tied on his head. His most standout feature were the large scars on his face. You 3 from sound. Knock it off or you'll be thrown out of this building faster than you can blink. Got that? The large man asked. My apologies. It's our first exam, and we just got a little carried away, the bandaged member of the squad said. Is that so? In that case, let me set a ground rule or 2 for you and anyone else thinking they can just do whatever the hell they feel like. All forms of fighting are forbidden, unless the examining officer says otherwise. Anyone who breaks this rule is out of here. Any questio? Questions? The large man asked. No one said anything, which he assumed allowed him the right to move on. All right then, my name is Ibiki Marino, and I will be your first proctor. We'll now begin the first examination. Everyone line up here at the desk and turn in your application. We'll then give you one of these seating assignment cards, the large man said. Ibiki paused as he held up a seating chart for the genin to see. Report to the seat that the card indicates. When everyone is seated, we will hand out the written tests. He finished. A written test. Naruto thought, and here I was hoping for some fighting in the first half. Be thankful you're here participating at all. Shendu thought. The genin all lined up and turned in their applications to the desk. After obtaining their numbers, they went to their assigned seats. Naruto ended up being close to the middle, while his team was spread out. Wonder what sort of questions will be asked to answer. Naruto thought curiously. Naruto, a meek voice brought him out of his thoughts and saw Hinata next to him. Hi Hinata, good to be seated next to you. He said, and she blushed. Ibiki then started explaining the first part. The rules are very important, so pay attention because I'm not going to answer any questions. Ibiki started. Rules. Sakura thought in confusion, what kind of rules are needed for a written test? Do not turn your papers until I say so. Now let's start, Ibiki began. Rule number 1, each of you starts with 10 points. There are a total of 10 questions on the test, but the 10th one will be given to you when the time is up. Each one is worth a point each. For every question you get wrong you will lose a point. Second, the written test is a team event. Not only does your own score count, but those of your teammates do too. In other words, all 3 team members' points will be linked into a final score. Finally, if during the exam one of your fellow candidates does anything out of the ordinary, or in other words, leads a sentinel into thinking that you're cheating and you get caught, it will cost 2 points from each member on the cheater's team. Ibiki addressed to the sentinels stationed in the room. There's a good chance that during the exam, most of you will lose the total allotted points. When that happens you will be forced to leave. And since no team can pass this exam without all 3 members, when one of you leaves, the whole team goes. There were various murmurs among the crowd as they looked at their tests before them and the sentinels that were scattered about the room. Naruto's eyes widened. I'm starting to hate this. He thought. You all have 1 hour, Ibiki said. You may begin.